Computer. So what I'm going to bring up now, Luke, is your lesson, the lessons that we're working on for you. And you can describe for Haas what it is that we're trying to do and the steps and the processes that we've gone through. If I can get my screen to share.
Yep.
Okay, there. I'm looking for my screen. All right, so there is our screen. And let me know if you can see my screen. Do you see the chart yet?
Yeah,
yes,
I do.
Okay, so Luke, tell us about this chart and what we've done so far.
Oh, so basically, Hosa, this chart is some, okay, this chart contains some of the words that, or new vocabularies that I got to learn together with Dr. Priscilla. So what we have been doing was we want to try and use all the words in whatever topics like that we're engaged in. Yeah, that's what we are doing.
And your goal
That's
is
great. What about the words that are highlighted in yellow?
Oh, those highlighted words are the newly added words. That's all.
Oh, okay. Those are the words for today, or from today's class, right?
Yes, yes.
these are the ones for
Okay.
today's class. So your goal is 100 new words within 20 classes. And I think this is, what class is this? What class is this for you? Do you remember?
I think it's 8 or 9, I can't remember.
Okay, 8 or 9
Maybe.
class. So we've made, my goal was to set up 3 to 5 words per class. But these that you see today, Haas, in gold or yellow, these are the ones that Luke has actually entered into. So what I thought would make it interesting if you could join us today, which you graciously said yes, that as he talks about these in such a way that he can have another English language learner listening to him speak as well. So if there's something that isn't really clear to you, you can ask. But at the same time, Haas, as you're speaking, I want you to use the vocabulary words, and I'm going to do this for about a minute. Luke, if you'll just listen. So Haas doesn't necessarily know what it is that I'm going to do, but I'm going to ask Haas just to quickly look through this list. We've done this before, but not with this list, Haas. And as you see a word, if the word doesn't come out to you immediately, don't make a futile attempt and try to make it work. So I want to honor your time. I want to honor Luke's time. And we're just going to see how this collection of words will actually work. Do you see what I just did? So every time I see or hear a word, I may not get every word that you say, but just keep talking. So just prepare to meet the challenge, and we'll start now. So how's your day gone so far, Haas?
Well, my day is going so good, doctor. Thanks for asking.
Okay. What did you do today?
Yeah.
What are some things that you've
Well,
done?
I haven't done something particular for today, but I had nothing challenging for today, but yeah, it's the routine, doctor.
Okay, your basic routine. And how's your mom?
She's doing great. Thanks for asking.
Okay, so we didn't get a lot of vocabulary just yet, but now that we've started, Luke, go ahead and join in this conversation. Primarily, I'll just be looking for words, listening to you, Luke. You can ask Luke probably anything, you know, what does he like to do? Okay. Tell him what you like to do. Luke, you can tell, I mean, Haas, you can share with Luke things that.
Yeah.
It would be.
Yes. Okay, well, Luke, I've got a question for you.
Yes.
Luke, I said I've got a question for you.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I've been told by Dr. Priscilla that you're willing to learn 100 words within 20 classes, right?
Yes, exactly.
And yeah, I just want to know what kind of vocabulary words you're willing to learn. I mean, do you have any particular kind of terms that are related to the medical field, for example, or to the economical one, or something like that?
For me, probably I just want to know more about what's happening on the news, like pop culture maybe, or something related to gaming or technology. Those are the words that I would like to take a chance to learn. Yeah, and it's not easy. It's gonna be apparently is not easy, and we need to take valiant effort to try and learn them all. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine how challenging is that. And I can already see that you are revealing those words that you already learned.
Yes. That's right.
Yeah, you're doing a great job.
Thanks for that. And I believe one of the factors that could let me really understand all these words and contribute to my learning is really to use them over and over again. And yeah.
So I heard you saying that one key to master the words that you already learned is to insist on the usage of them, right, Dan? Right?
Yes. Exactly.
Okay.
And
okay,
yep.
Tell me about some other things that you do in order to give an expansion to the vocabulary list that you have.
Okay, what I would do is normally I relish reading the news. So by doing that, I can, like you said, expand my vocabulary by giving myself more exposure. And this could help to spike, my exposure to the words and such as what you're seeing here. And it's challenging, but nevertheless, so far it has done a pretty good job in helping me out. Yep.
Yeah. You're doing a great job. I do not deny that. I'm astonished that you could use almost all the vocabulary words that exist in the top. And yeah, keep up the hard work, Luke.
Thanks.
Yeah, we
Thanks
still
for
have the button.
Sorry? Pardon me?
We still have those words that are highlighted.
Yeah, yes. I will try and...
Luke, do you dare to use another word from the list in the bottom?
Yes, don't you dare to challenge me? Of course, I know it would be deplorable if I couldn't make use of all of them, but to be honest, it's really tough to try and utilize most of them in this context. But I have been trying to be more loquacious so that I could include more of the words. Okay. Yeah, probably maybe we can talk about something else, like I'm just curious. So
okay, let's just talk about the lockdown since since the coronavirus is spread all over the world. So I just want to know about the situation in your country, in Malaysia.
In my country, basically, the situation apparently has become better like a few weeks ago, because the people of Malaysia, they are astute citizens, right? So we have been listening to the government's instructions to try not to be obtuse and to listen to the government requests to practice social distancing. And this apparently has alleviated the spreading of the disease.
Okay.
So we are doing pretty well. How about you?
Yeah, well, the situation in my country is getting better. The government has set up some new rules and to organize the way people deal with each other and go out. Yeah. So masks are mandatory here in my country. You don't have the right to enter to a public place if you're not wearing a mask. and we're practicing social distancing as well. So yeah, so the situation is better than it was before.
I see. So I would say this is the right thing to do. I mean, like what you said, as long as the people sticks to the government instructions, we could all contribute to alleviate the situation and not in turn aggravate the situation even more, right?
Yeah, that's correct. And are there any rules that has recently been set up in your country just because of the pandemic?
Yes, we are all asked to pinpoint our presence all the time when we're outside, especially when we're visiting the shopping malls or the shops. This is just so that we can give a more incisive picture for the government to know how to contain the spread if the infection is going to spread, right? So we could never downplay the fact that this disease is absolutely infectious, right?
Yeah,
so
I agree with you. And yeah, as we all have noticed, the pandemic has changed it. It is changing our daily life. And yeah, for this reason, the citizens has to contribute and yeah, in raising awareness.
Yes, exactly. And I would say this is what a astute citizen should do, right? So that we can curtail the spread of these disease. But more often than not, we will still find certain minor group of people or certain, not to say it's related to a particular ethnic groups of people, but just a certain population of people, they would find it difficult to stick to the government's requests. They find it hard to assimilate.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm just focusing on those words that Dr. Priscilla has already
I've been trying as well.
Well, doctor, for those words that I didn't use, I'm not familiar with.
So Luke should know
the reason I'm avoiding them.
You can ask Luke what does it mean. Ask Luke.
Okay, yeah. Okay, Luke, what does the word rowdy? R-O-W-D.
Rowdy. That's called, in this case, is pronounced as rowdy. Rowdy means a situation that is very noisy, like a concert or a party, and it's likely violent. It means noisy and possibly violent. That's the meaning.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the word bottom line, the compound word, bottom line?
Bottom line means the most important fact of a situation. Like, for example, no matter what we do now, the bottom line is all the people could be safe from the deadly disease. Like, there's the meaning of bottom line.
Yeah, I like the way you explain those two terms. What about the word stint? S-T-I-N-T.
Oh, stint. This word has two meanings. One is to talk about a fixed period of time when someone is doing something or an activity. Like, for example, during Donald Trump's 4-year stint as a president, he has brought some positive and negative impact to the country. That's how we use stint. And another meaning of stint is gonna be to use or to save something. Like you shouldn't stint when you are buying new clothes, or maybe you should stint when planning your holidays. Okay. Yeah, that's the meaning of stint. Yeah.
Okay. Do you mean that the verb stint means to struggle, to strive doing something?
To save something, to try and like don't use too much of something. Yeah.
I see. Well, I could struggle to understand the meaning of that verb, but I guess practice is the only recipe to overcome this problem.
Yeah, exactly. And most importantly, we should try to not treat this as a chore and try and look at it from another way. So, and eventually we might find that we actually relish in the process of learning all these words.
Okay, and I heard you using the word chore. And yeah, does the word chore mean something that we do daily?
Yes, it's more like a housework or homework.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly.
Yeah, well, I see the verb to maim as well, and it's a verb that I'm familiar with. And I guess it means to change the initial form of something.
Yes, exactly. To maim means to, well, the more the closer meaning to it would be to injure something by destroying part of it. So what you said is partially correct, I would say.
Yeah. Okay. So we still have a lot of words that we haven't used yet.
And so what I like to try to focus on your new words. Your new words is where we need to focus, make sure that we've used all of these words today. Remembering that buzz in means like bum, 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 knocking on the door. Mischievous is not mean, like your nephew Hoss, who bothers your things sometimes.
What about flattering?
Flattering means that, oh, like you have a very flattering look today, Haas. I think I want to ask you, what did you do? You've done something, but I'm not really sure what you've done. I can't remember. Smuck is very like, what is smuck again, Luke? What is smuck?
Schmuck means someone that's silly. You know, like you are stupid. You did something wrong. You are smug. Yeah.
Okay. And loquacious is someone who speaks a lot, who likes to talk. Okay.
Yeah, I know the term talkative, doctor.
Okay.
And it's the same.
All right. So there. So now we'll focus on these words. You may still look at all of them because the goal is to use all of these, but for sure to use all of these today.
What I could chime in is I can see that Dr. Priscilla was having a wide grin when we were attempting to use all these words, right? Grin means a big smile. So obviously we are both doing a valiant attempt to try and use all these words, and by doing this, it wouldn't bring any adverse effect, right? It's just we're just spending some of our time here together, and we get to build our relationships as well as more vocabulary, right?
Yeah, and I really appreciate the way you're using them. They're coming out very smooth from your mouth and very well pronounced as well.
I mean, thanks for the compliments, and of course, thanks for Dr. Priscilla to set up this Zoom meetings, to set up this Zoom meeting, so we get to exchange our words, and hopefully this is not a dull meeting. And yeah, I actually enjoy it.
Okay, well, Luke, what does the word dull mean?
Sorry?
I said, what does the word?
Dull. Dull means something that is boring, like a rainy day to a lot of people, like a rainy day to a lot of people is a boring weather, right? So it's a dull weather. Or it could mean something that's not sharp, like a knife that is dull. Yeah.
Okay, and could it be a synonym for the word futile?
Futile means an effort that is ineffective or brings no impact. That's the meaning of futile. Like hopefully our attempt to use all these words weren't futile. That's how we use this word.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
So, okay, so this was a great exercise. And I would say that we have a lot of words. Some of them were flattering words. I like the way that we just pop in, but we could say we just buzz in, but we didn't have a buzzer. But you kept the conversation going. So it's as if you were perceiving or perceptive as to when you could say something. I like the way that we've got this table or this list of words set up. We didn't necessarily talk about food. File, of course, would be a chicken. And if you're really thinking of really good chicken, it could be a plump chicken. So this is just adding a little bit of mischievousness into the conversation. I want to say thank you, Haas, for joining us today. Thank you, Luke, for
My pleasure, doctor.
combine the two.
Doctor, I used the verb set up while we were making that conversation, and I guess I used it in a wrong way. This is the reason you didn't put a mark on it.
No, as I said, as you're talking, sometimes I may not even see the word, and then you said something else, and I don't go back to it. But there are two definitions to set up, but for me, they still seem to be so much the same. So, Luke, explain the two differences in set up and set up.
So, if you are seeing the word set up being separate, right? It means you want to start something. Like, for example, Horst, you are trying to set up your business in engineering, right? To set up something, right? That's the meaning of set up. But if it's set up as a single word, it means the way that things are arranged or organized. It's like, for instance, I like the setup of your room, of your living room, for instance.
Well, I thought the first one is a verb and the other one is a noun. That's what I thought.
Okay.
Is right. Yeah.
And you know, I will always say, I don't even think about it being any parts of speech. All right. So thank you so much, Haas. Thank you so much, Luke. I appreciate and value both of you and the contribution that you're making to this lesson. I think this was a great session. You're doing extremely well, Luke, with your vocabulary words. And I'm going to leave you one caveat. And the caveat that I'm going to leave you with today is that continue to practice, use your vocabulary words, use your recorder, and send that to me.
Yep.
Shenanigans is a great word. We didn't use it today, but this was a great session. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Thanks, Luke. Bye. Bye, Haas.
Okay.
Take care.
Thank you, Horst. Thank you, Priscilla. Bye-bye.
Take care.